Hello to each and every one of you. It has been a long time since I made a video, and I was, I still don't know what I'm going to do with the channel and going forward. I have been spending time on other creative pursuits. Part of that is my children's books. Um, but I've also been working on the deep recesses of my soul. Because ultimately, it's who we are in here that matters. But I've been having, um, maybe it's old person dreams. I don't know. But last night, not last night, but the night before, I had this amazing dream of being in the house that I was raised in. And the rich, warm wood, it was a very, very old house. And I think originally it had been like a saloon and inn for people passing through the countryside. And then they turned it into some kind of apartments or something. I don't know what all it's been. But I lived there from age 1 to 14. And I know every little intricate corner and every little cubby hole. I did look this house up on Zillow, and of course, it had sold in the past, and they had remodeled it, and there was some pictures of things they'd done, and it doesn't look anything like it did when I was a kid. But that really doesn't matter because, again, last night I dreamed of this house, and as I was waking up, I was thinking, oh, I'd just love to go buy that house, or I'd love to go buy every house I've ever lived in. But honestly, my whole neighborhood that I was raised in was my playground. I remember intricate little things about every house I was ever in my neighborhood, neighbors' houses, other kids' houses. And I have for years and years, I've dreamed of houses. But I started thinking as I was waking up how that I have spent my life in pursuit of new experiences, new places, new ways of doing things, new things. And we tend to reach outside of ourselves to find happiness, to find contentment, to find entertainment. And that is just not the way to go about it. Because every place that we go, we have to build new roots. Now, granted, I'm living in a place right now that I am not happy and it's not healthy. And yeah, I really do see the necessity of moving on. But I have been in so many places in my life that I should have stayed. And a word to the wise, if you're in your 40s, 50s, and you have suddenly reached this place where you're established and you've got a foundation and you've got a roots and you've got a roof around you, don't sell it off. When you're in your 50s and you're going through that middle age crisis, don't get rid of it. Don't throw away what you've got, because after your 50s, you don't have the energy to rebuild all that again. I made that mistake, so don't do it. But anyway, getting on, I have been growing and working and pruning on myself for quite a few years now. And actually, the last 6 months have been an amazing experience for me. And one reason I stepped away from YouTube for a while was, I'm sorry, I'm bouncing the phone. But one reason was because I had told my story. I had allowed you to follow along with me on my psychological journey. And then it became more personal. It became more of a spiritual journey. But so I'm having these dreams. And if I could just stay in these dreams every night, every morning when I get up, I would be happy, because they have been so nostalgic and so warm and so full of natural things like the stone of the houses and the wood on the floors. And it's just been so nurturing to me. And I'm thinking, okay, is this because I'm becoming an old lady and I'm just gonna be, just dreaming the rest of my life away and all of this stuff? But I really do feel like there's a meaning. And so I kind of sorted through it and I wrote some things down. And I'm just going to read through this and I'm going to let you take what you can from it. We create spaces in life, hold those spaces and maintain them. We bring people into our lives, hold them and love them deeply. We have a body, we need to care for it and nourish it. We have a spirit and soul. This is who we are. We need to feed it. Excuse me, I've turned the page. We have memories. We need to keep them and cherish them in the light and love of nostalgia. Who we are is not the new places we go, the new things that we buy, or the new adventures we seek. We are a collection of people, houses, spaces, memories. Our body, our soul, our spirit, maintain these. So often we're just pruning. We're just cutting off old memories, cherished heirlooms, thinking that the grass is going to be greener on the other side. I just wish I lived in a place with grass. If you've got grass at all, it's greener than what I've got. But, we cover up the old worn wood on our floors in these houses, and we put down carpets and linoleum, and we resurface and we repaint and we rebuild. And we don't realize that after doing that for however long, a couple generations or a couple 10 decades, somebody's going to come in there and they're going to rip all of that linoleum, all that carpet, all of that resurfacing out, and they're going to go back down to the old stone or the old wood. And all of the houses in the neighborhood where I raised, all the old people are gone. And they've been bought by new people. They go in and they renovate. And we just renovate and prune and cut off memories and throw away keepsakes. And granted, there is a certain amount of the stuff that you do have to prune away. But we tend to think that our collection of people, houses, spaces, memories, we tend to think that all of that's just past and gone. And that we need to just be seeking new and better and new and better and buying new and better and renovating and resurfacing and replenishing and finding something new all the time. That's not the answer to happiness. Because ultimately, you're going to be sitting somewhere like I am right now, and you're going to be cherishing those memories. Instead, my advice is be like moss. Find a place that feels good and grow there. Spread your little moss tentacles out and find contentment and happiness in your soul. And go back to those memories. About all I have left is memories. But they have been feeding me and nourishing me in my dreams. And I realize they're not gone. The old houses, the old spaces, the old memories, the old things that I did. There was a cistern, but it was a great big concrete slab in our backyard. And it was kind of on a hill. And I used to lay on the top of that hill when I was a kid and roll down through that rich green grass to the bottom. All of those memories, the attics, the little closets that had little doors that went into more attics. All of those things are still there. That's who I am. My memories, every person I've talked to, every experience I've had, that's who I am. Don't throw those things away, because that's where your happiness is. Don't, yes, we should love and cherish our family that we have with us right now, and make more memories. Keep building on those memories. But 5 years down the road, you're going to be looking back, if you're not careful, and thinking, oh, that was just terrible. Well, don't do that, because your memories should be loved and cherished in the light of nostalgia. Anyway, I just had to share this, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm feeling quite happy this morning, because I have joy in my soul, and I hope you do too. Bye-bye for now.